Hello, everyone. It's Scott, and I'm here with Ron, and we're doing a little impromptu live. It's an unusual time, but I am off today, so I'm enjoying some time with my friend Ron. It's the end of the year, which means time to start using some of that vacation time, and that's what I'm doing. So this morning, I'm going to do a little bit of coloring here with Ron, and Ron sent me this stocking that is perfect for my theme on my channel because I like to do coloring, and so we're going to get into that. I'm also having some coffee because it's morning, and that's not something you ever get to see me doing. I'm always in the evening. So I'm having this coffee. It was sent to me by Miss Southern Belle. She sent me a 12-pack of coffee, and I am definitely enjoying that today. So thank you, Miss Southern Belle, for that. And how are you today, Ron?
I'm doing good. I'm surprised you're home.
Yeah, I'm home using some vacation time before it's you lose it or you use it or lose it. So, and I have too much to lose, so I'm gonna use it and take a few days here and there, and hopefully take some time around the holiday as well, depending upon how crazy things are at work. But anyways, I can't spend too much time here today just because I got some errands to run, and today is going to be a good day. I'm going to hit up the DMV a little bit later. I have to take care of some business, so I'm going to try to do that while everyone is not, crammed into the place like a typical Saturday, which is normally the only time I get to take care of those sorts of things. So this stocking was sent with a few little markers, but I can try them and see how they are, but I have some other markers. So I think maybe I'll start with the ones that they sent just to see what that sort of looks like. And
What flavor coffee did you make?
I'm just having the Donut Shop blend. She sent me a 12 pack. And I thought at first that it was going to be a like Advent thing, but I'm like, well, no, that would be 24. So I don't I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to start it with 12
I don't know
um
either.
12 days before Christmas. Who knows? So I don't have a cup every day because I'm not home every day. So I usually just have a cup at work. But
Keep a iced cappuccino every day, but I don't think it's good for me. I think it's tearing my insides up.
oh,
I think I should cut back to like every other day.
yeah. So the good news about these markers that they supplied are that have a pretty stiff um, point.
Yeah.
So it's actually working pretty well on this rough fabric.
Hey, Noni.
Noni, how's it going? How are you doing? Gotta get the chat going here. I have it on private. There we are. Yeah, so Ron sent me this, and I thought, well, this will be perfect to do on a live because it's coloring. It's from Ron, and it's Christmas. So I haven't set up my Christmas decorations. A few little things, but I haven't been home to do it. So
if you don't take so long at the BMV today, you can do it today.
Yeah, I hope it won't take long there. So I'm gonna try to do it today. I had an artificial tree that I've had for 15 years, and it was pre-lit. And over the last, well, I didn't set it up last year at all. I didn't do a tree, but the year before that, I set it up, and the middle section had burnt out. And I said, well, okay, it's 13 years, or years old, so we can expect that. So I put another set over the top of it. It wasn't exactly how I wanted it to look, but I said, I'll make do.
I've had pre-lit trees that like sections go out, and I'll do that. Just put a set over it.
Yeah.
Then you put the ornaments and the tinsel on, no one noticed.
Yeah, it was okay. So then this year, I brought it down from storage, and I plugged it in. I thought, before I set the whole thing up, let me try it. The whole entire thing was burnt out, except for the new section that I had laid over the top. So I thought, all right. The whole point of having a pre-lit tree is the speed and convenience of it. So we've completely lost that part of it. So I can either just slap new lights over the top of it, which isn't going to look great, or spend like hours upon hours of like trying to cut these lights off of this thing and putting new ones on, or I could just throw the whole goddamn thing in the garbage. So
I can do.
Yeah. So then I was like, well, I'm just gonna buy a small tree and put it up on a table I have in the front window there, and honestly, I think I'm gonna be happier with that because it's really small, like to store. It's only a 4.5 foot tree, so once you put it on that table, it's gonna be fine, and it's gonna not take forever. And I'm gonna go with that and see how it is. It was cheap. If I don't like it, I'll throw it in the trash after this year. But for this year, that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You have a nice tree at your house with all your Mickey decorations.
Yeah, it's a small one too that we have propped up, but it's nice. I like the Mickeys that we got going on there.
Yeah, how do you like? So, is this your first smaller tree like that size, or?
It's our first one that size, but we had it last year.
Yeah. And how do you like?
I actually had a pre-lit white one, which was the one that I had for a while that I put another set of lights over.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna just keep using that one, honestly. But he saw a nice little tree. So he wanted the bigger one when we ordered it. They had like a bigger 7-foot one that I think he wants to get for next year. But I'm okay with the little one. I like it. I prefer it.
How many feet is the one you currently have?
Maybe 5, 4, 5. I don't know. It's not that big.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was. You would think you're not late in the season, but when I was there last weekend, it was practically the whole month ahead of us. So I thought, there should be plenty. Well, there was a handful of options to choose from, but the vast majority of things had been.
Oh yeah, we went to get a outdoor porch Christmas tree, and they were all swooped up.
Yeah, so there was still stuff, but it was dwindling. There was still lights, so I could have, gotten lights and just.
Hey, Kenneth, what's up?
Kenneth, what's going on? So, but I just thought, it's time to get rid of that. And if I decide I want to go with a large tree, I'll buy a new one next year, and I'll do it early on. So, yeah.
I'm doing good, Noni.
What are you up to today, Noni? How about you, Kenneth? Anything exciting going on your neck of the woods?
Where is your neck of the woods?
Huh?
I said, where is your neck of the woods to Kenneth?
Oh, yeah, right.
Wait, I know where Noni lives, but I can't think of it right now.
Noni lives in Missouri.
Wait, where's Missouri? I can't think where Missouri
It's
is on the map.
south of Illinois.
Just south of Illinois?
Well, all the way down, which is like a 6 or 7 hour drive, all the way to the bottom of Illinois. I'm at the very top.
So is it at the very, it touches Illinois?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So you have Illinois, and I'm at the very tip by Lake Michigan, which borders Indiana and Wisconsin.
I'm
And
next to Indiana, which is Ohio.
yeah, and you touch Indiana, right? So Illinois goes all the way down. It's a long, skinny
You
state.
can touch a little bit of Michigan, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and just a little bit of West Virginia. Is it West Virginia, maybe? Come by to say hello. You're at the doctor's office. Hey, Belle. Hope the
Hey,
doctor.
Belle. Welcome. How are you doing? I hope you're okay. Good luck today at the doctor. So the good news about this stocking is that regular markers are working just fine. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
So, FYI to anyone who hasn't colored their stocking yet, regular markers works just fine.
Yeah. Don't feel limited to the 3 colors that they include. I would probably not wash it, but who washes a Christmas stocking anyway? So I have a Christmas stocking from when I was a kid that my grandmother made, and I've never washed it once. So, you don't get a lot of use. I mean, you use it once a year. So. Yeah. These are pretty adorable, these little guys here.
Mm-hmm.
So how was the donation of all those toys for Soul's toy drive?
It was awesome. It was amazing. Thank everybody who participated or encouraged or just helped in any way.
If you're not familiar with what we're talking about, Ron has another channel called SOL Sharing Our Love, and it is a charitable organization that he's set up, and I have a small part in as well. So Ron has included me with that, and
It's a larger part than
our first, well, not our first, but the first thing that I've been involved into has been this toy drive, and it was a big success. So if you haven't subscribed to his Soul channel,
it was our first toy drive ever.
Yeah, it was the first toy drive ever. Ron has done some other things, including a back to school drive, where he collected backpacks and school supplies for kids in a southern Ohio school district.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we're looking for other ideas of other causes, other issues to support, and we're kind of thinking about what we can do next. So,
well, I have an idea, but I don't know if it'll pass. I want to do socks.
Socks for needy people.
The homeless. Like, socks are the number one requested thing, almost pretty much, but they're the least donated thing. Like, you need to imagine these homeless people are on the streets constantly. They're always in their feet, like their shoes, their socks. They don't get to go home and take their shoes off and relax. They're always in these socks, and the socks keep them warm. And your feet have a lot to do with your health, and you got to keep your feet healthy. And you need to keep fresh socks on to do that, especially like you don't want wet socks or anything. So these people are in high need of socks.
Yeah, especially if they got bunions and corns and all that. So we have to think of something that we can do for our next fundraising type thing. And we're not really raising funds, we're really just raising donations. And so that's what we did with the toys. It was all toys going directly into the hands of needy families, needy children that would otherwise maybe not have toys for the holidays. So this would be another opportunity if we did something like this by collecting socks. They would go directly to people who needed them. So,
Yeah.
that's a pretty cool thing. Yeah. So, yeah, that video was great, showing all the stuff that was collected and you bringing it to the Salvation Army's donation facility. And it was interesting to hear how they are utilized. So some people might be familiar with the Angel Tree, which is a system where a child or a family member of a child will.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. Thanks so much. Will put what a child has wished for, whatever, on a tree or something somewhere, and then people collect those maybe at like churches or at organizations, and then get those things for that child. Well, the way that we had it done was we just asked to send any kind of toy items, and they go to the Salvation Army, and those families that are looking for assistance will then be able to go to their facility, and then depending upon how they allocate the toys, maybe a family will say, okay, I have one child, okay, you get X amount of toys, now choose the best toys for your child. And so the parent or guardian will be able to select things for them, because rather than us trying to decide what their child would like, it would be far better for them to
Oh, I gifted you a membership, Jessica. It's me, Ron. I gifted you a membership. That's why you're green.
You're green.
She said, why am I green?
Yeah, Ron was very kind. He went on a gifting campaign and gifted some memberships out. And,
yeah, I was trying to get. Well, I don't want to say, but yeah.
So I think the difference between using my own markers on this and using the markers that were supplied was my own markers tend to bleed a bit. So his nose is kind of green. It's not just peach anymore. So maybe what I'll do is use my markers in areas of larger swaths, and then their markers in these tighter spots.
Huh.
So,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
It was like this, Jessica. Let's see who gets them now.
Oh yeah, you do it now. Show her. We were glad that it was at least someone that we knew, because
Laurel Frost, Kevin Ivans, Joe P.A., Juice Reveal. I don't know any of these people.
We don't know. Yeah, like it randomly selects people, and there's no way to make it. We would have loved to have just been like, oh, we want Jessica to have a membership. We want this, but it kind of just randomly chooses who to give memberships to out of whoever are my subscribers. So, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's not a bad thing, because maybe somebody who subscribed and kind of forgot about the channel or whatever will get some notification somewhere that says, hey, you're now.
Well, yeah, remember that one person came in and was like, why am I?
Yeah, somebody got mad about it. They're like, why am I, a member? Well, they said, oh, you're making fun of our name. We weren't making fun of it. We were just saying, I wonder, we were trying to figure out how this worked.
All right, let's try this again and see if we get Mr. K this time.
Thank you, Ron.
Like, how the fuck does Nightbot become a member?
Oh my god. Well, he's a very
Oh no, it says become a member. I thought it gave Nightbot a membership.
Well, he's a very popular commenter, so
Let's see, Nika Crafts. That's probably a good channel. They're a crafting channel. As above, so below. That sounds like a good channel. Teardrops. That sounds like a good channel. Rylan. I don't know who that is. And Miss Cheesecake. You're all welcome.
Thank you very much, Ron. Thank you. Okay, well, the good news is it wasn't just my markers that bleed. They all evidently bleed because the nose is. I'm gonna have to go with a darker color on these noses, I think, to cover up the the bleeding.
What bled? I don't notice anything. It looks fine.
Really?
I don't see it.
Okay. Yeah. So.
That is ridiculous. Not one of them have been Mr. K. I gotta do this 1,028 million times.
Yeah, we need Mr. K. So what's new with you, Jessica? Anything going on? Have you been hitting up any dumpsters? I've been so busy, I haven't been able to catch up on everyone's videos like I want to. So. But, I'm going to have some time off here and there for the rest of the year, so hopefully I'll get to do that and go to more people's lives and see what they've all been up to. So.
Well, don't worry. That unemployment will kick in soon.
No, I'm taking vacation time. Ron is the only one unemployed.
Hey, I work 1 day a year.
Yeah.
I'm like Santa.
Ron ain't got no job.
I only work during the holiday season, then it's over.
Yeah.
Why is there a snowball up here? There ain't nobody throwing it.
Yeah, you've been finding a few things. That's good. What's your favorite dumpsters to hit up? I've seen you in the Dollar Tree one quite a bit. Do you ever go to like TJ Maxx or Marshalls? I wonder if they ever throw away. I don't know. What would they throw away? Like maybe after the holidays, they'll throw away holiday decor if it doesn't sell or something. I don't know.
Well, that's the time to go buy all your like Christmas trees and decorations and stuff. Is
after that's the thing, now everything's sold out. People are going crazy for that. You don't have TJ Maxx. Oh, okay. What state are you in, Jessica?
Michigan. Is you in Michigan? I think Michigan.
Okay.
I don't know.
I would say Ohio because so many YouTubers are from Ohio, like Ron. But
I live in Ohio. I'm not from Ohio.
He's from Ohio.
I'm not from. I mean, I'm pretty much lived here since I was 2, but I'm not from Ohio.
Yeah.
California. Oh,
I didn't know that.
In Cali.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you in part of Cali where it's like warm most of the year? Or are you more north? I think your stocking's looking cute.
Thanks. Does your husband and kids ever, join you? I know that your kids are on the channel and they help you show the stuff that you've gotten. Do they ever come along with you on the diving trips? Or I'm curious about that. Like, do you have to do that late at night or early in the morning, or how does that work exactly?
That's cool, San Francisco. Is that where the trolleys are with the rice-a-roni San Francisco treats?
Oh, yeah. Wow. Very nice.
You ever ride a trolley?
So you're like, they call it the Bay Area. So very nice. See, I never knew that about you.
Yeah, Scott, I thought you said you was coming up with 50 questions. You should make not 50. Don't do 50. You should make up questions that help you get to know people.
Yeah, like, where are you from?
Oh yeah.
Question 2, are you from Ohio? If you do YouTube, more than likely you probably are, because everybody seems to be from Ohio. So what other stores would be good to go to? So they don't have like a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls. Do they have like a Home Goods or like kind of a discounty sort of?
Have you ever seen them videos where people will dumpster dive like behind pet stores and they're find like live animals?
No.
Like pet stores will throw away fish. Like someone found a bunch of beta fish in the dumpster that were all still alive in their little jars. They threw away hamsters. People take the animals out and they become their pets and they make videos and they're be perfectly good pets.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. What's up, Angelique? Hey, Angelique, if you can click that link up there, then you can come chat with everybody else.
Hey, Angelique, welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming in.
Well, yeah. Have you ever seen that, Jessica, the videos where people find animals in the pet store dumpsters? It's so sad. I'm like, how would you? And they've thrown away birds. People have found birds in there.
Oh my god.
Like, that is so terrible.
Have you ever dove in a pet store one, Jessica? Do you have like a pet store nearby you could hit up?
Oh, she's seen it. See? Yep, it's true.
Wow. Maybe like a Burlington Coat Factory or something. If you have that, I don't know.
Oh, when I was younger, I used to. When I was like 15, 16, I worked at Kroger. Well, when I was 14, I started working at Kroger back in groceries, and I would buy my brothers and sisters their school clothes because my mom was a bitch, alcoholic. But so I would go to Burlington Coat Factory, and they would want like nice coats. I'd take them with me. We'd all ride the bus, go down there, and they'd want like these nice coats. And I'm like, I ain't got money for those nice coats. So I would switch the price tags on the coats and buy them the nice coats, but pay the cheap price.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Well, you lived to tell the story. I guess you didn't get caught. So.
No.
But you were a child, and you were doing what you could for your siblings, I suppose. So.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try it now. They have cameras absolutely everywhere, and they prosecute people within an inch of their life. So don't do it now, kids.
No, don't do it. But I'm just
Army.
saying I did it, but I did it because I had to.
Right.
I wasn't like trying to profit or get it for myself.
Were you selling that on eBay? No, I'm just kidding. I kind of don't mind that it kind of bleeds a little bit because it kind of gives it a more weathered appearance.
Hey, Angie.
Hey, Angie, how's it going? We're crafting away here. Ron's coloring. I'm doing a little stocking coloring. It was sent to me by Ron a while back, and today's the day. It's now or never. We're going to get this done. Christmas is coming.
Yeah, he's going to be decorating, and you better hang that up.
Yeah, I got to hang this up. So we got to pump this out and get it up. Santa better fill this up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the beards gray because white is a little boring. There's so much white here. We're gonna go with gray, and it was inspired by Life with Ron's hair color.
Yeah. And I used to dye my hair all the time because I was like embarrassed or ashamed to be. Because I started going when I was 18. I had like this fist-sized patch on the top of my head that was completely gray, and the rest of my hair was like blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just like slowly started turning all gray. And I was I'm like, I'm too young to be gray. So I kept dyeing my hair different weird colors like orange, blue, green. And then I just went with the gray. I'm like, you're old, just deal with it.
So now you're the silver fox, huh?
Yeah, I tried to be. It's silver ran over coyote, but yeah. But
I think I think people like the silver color.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. I like it.
Highlights. Well, it's like highlights. I had a lady I worked with for a long time, and she had black hair with gray, and she would call it her highlights. So
Jessica posted some of her Christmas pictures on her community tab. That's cool, Jessica.
Oh, nice.
And then it's me, Angie says she loves gray hair. Cool.
Yeah, I think it's very
distinguishing.
Yeah.
Like I look like a smart, intelligent man, but looks can be deceiving, folks.
Don't believe him. He's a smart guy. He runs a charity. He's done big things for people, and he's just getting started. So we're so proud of you, Ron, for your
stop that
work. Yeah. So I was mentioning that I'm taking some time off from work, just a couple days here, but I'm gonna start using up vacation time because we're getting to the end of the year, and a lot of people start to use it or lose it, and that's how my company is. So we've been having a lot of people starting taking days off, and I figured, well, they get, my coworkers get irritated with me when I take all of it off at the end of the year, because it kind of puts them in a position, because then they feel like, well, we can't take time off. So, you want to split it up a little bit, and that's good because I have errands to run. I need to put up my Christmas decorations. I have so many things that when you work full time, you just don't have time to do it. And by the time you get home, you cook dinner, you clean up dinner, and then you're tired if you've worked 9, 10 hours plus commuted to and from.
There's a helicopter. Angelique said, I had a blonde streak when I was born. My mother thought the nurses spilled peroxide on my head. Oh no. And then Angie says, I think Ron is smarter than the average bear. Angie, I shaved yesterday. Look, so
yeah, he was a bear, that's for sure.
What the bear till yesterday is all taken care of now. See, look, it's all gone.
Let me see. Well, Ron had a broken, and you're still healing, but he had a cast on one arm.
I got the cast off now. I just got to wear this.
Yeah, now he's got to start his physical therapy. So you're on the mend, which is good. How long did you have that cast on?
Like almost 7 weeks, I think.
Yeah, that's a long time. I mean, we don't think of it in those terms, but when you're dealing with it every day,
like you think it's off and I'm healed. No, I can't bend my arm certain ways. I can't do a lot with it. I guess that's what this physical therapy is going to help, because after you don't use it for so long, it's hard to do things with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like with the vacation time, you use it or lose it. A few years ago, I broke my ankle, and it was the same sort of a thing. I didn't have to be in a cast, thankfully, but I was in a boot, and I suffered with that for months because it was so painful. And they didn't give me any pain medication, which is horrible. And it being my first broken bone, I didn't really know any better. I should have demanded it, but I think now they're so concerned with the opioid crisis that they don't even want to prescribe any pain medication. And it's like, really? I'm not on any pain medication other than this. But when someone comes with a broken bone, they're genuinely entitled to and in need of pain medication to manage that. You shouldn't have to suffer through that.
Well, they gave me pain medicine, and I've only took one of them. And that was because the first day I went to get my they took my green cast off, or no, they took the white cast off, and they did X-rays. And when they the whole time I had the white cast on, it didn't really bother me. But for some reason, when they took it off, like for a second, I was like, "Oh, this feels fine." But then a minute later, it got like, I don't know, I got in a lot of pain and I passed out and convulsed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, but yeah, it was so painful that day when they examined it that when I had the next appointment, which was a couple weeks later, which is when they took the green one off and put this on, I took one of the pills because I'm like, man, I remember what that was like that day.
Mm-hmm.
So I took one that day. But yeah, they gave me a whole prescription. I just still have it. I'm like, I've always been scared of kind of pills and stuff, so I kind of don't take them unless I really, really have to.
Well, I wish I would have had something because, I suffered with that. And I mean, for weeks to the point where, I didn't sleep. It was like, and then even trying to walk, anywhere, like even from one room to the next, I actually bought like a stool that had like these rollerblade type wheels on it. And I would just get onto the stool and like scoot, into the next room because, it was just such an upheaval to try to walk even a few steps. And I would go back and forth from like a recliner to the bed all night long. Like you just couldn't, there was no way you could position yourself that you weren't in pain. And it was like, that's not normal. For some people they might not experience that level of pain, but
Angie said she broke her ankle and had 10 pins and 2 plates in it in her life.
Gosh.
Jessica said she rescued 2 guinea pigs from someone. They were being neglected, so now I have 5. Good for you, Jessica. They were guinea pigs. I understand people who might be addicted. My goodness, sometimes you need something for pain relief. After I had surgery, I was told to take ibuprofen.
Yeah, that's what they, gave me. They'll rotate between, Tylenol and Advil, and it was like, okay, that does nothing, I mean, not for that level of pain. So, yeah, that was crazy. So I was only home for, I think I was at home not working for a week, and then I had to start working from home, and then I had to get back to work, so I had to drive, and it was on my, it was my right foot, my right ankle that was broken. So I'm like, why am I going back to work? And they're like, oh, we need you so badly in the office. It's like, this is insane. Like, how am I supposed to do this? And so I had to like drive there. I'm like driving in the slow lane because I'm like, if anything, jumps in front of me, I'm, I was going to have to use my other foot to freaking brake. It's like,
bye, Jessica.
Bye, Jessica. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you. Yeah, so I just hope to God that I never have to deal with something like that again. That was miserable. So these are some cute little elves here.
I mean, it's not fun, but I feel kind of lucky. I'm 48 years old, and that was the first bone I've ever broken.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, I think, okay, I shouldn't point this out, but who cares? If I take this ring off, I think before I broke this finger, because my finger didn't used to go like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I just never went to the hospital or something, because it probably happened back in the day when I was partying and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it healed funny. So I think I probably broke this finger at one point. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
that's the first broken bone I know positively I've done, and I'm old, so.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have anything like that until, and then it was one thing after the next. Like I think it was before I broke my ankle. I can't remember which came first, but a couple of years ago, I was leaving the office, and I had my computer bag on one shoulder, and all my stuff that I haul in and out. And I slipped on ice and fell on the bag, which crammed into my ribs, and I broke a rib. And oh boy, that was fucking painful. It was painful when it happened, but it just got more and more painful. And talk about not being able to sleep, no position was comfortable. I mean, and that went on for so long. And there's nothing that they do for a broken rib. They just, they used to give you some kind of a band or whatever that would go around your body and like compress it and help with alleviate the pain, but they don't, I guess, do that anymore. So there was really no reason to go to the hospital because there's no form of treatment, you know. So I just suffered through that for months. Um, yeah, so it was terrible.
I don't remember what it was called, but when Chevy was a little boy, he might have been born with something. He had to have like leg braces, I think a back brace. I think his sister used to wheel him around in a wagon.
Oh, how cute! I mean,
Yeah,
it's terrible, but it's cute.
I don't remember. He had something. I don't know what it was, but it caused him to like I don't know. He couldn't really walk for a few years when he was little.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Does he have any? How did he like get beyond that through therapy and stuff? Or
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't like I'm sure he told me every detail about it, but my brain doesn't remember too well. So.
Ron doesn't listen when he's not interested.
Yeah. Angelique, I've had morphine one time, and they didn't even tell me they were giving it. It's when I almost died from a blood clot. I went to the hospital, and eventually they figured out I had a blood clot, and they're like, "We have to inject you with something that's going to break up the blood clot." So I'm like, "Okay." So they inject me with one thing, and I was like, "Whoa!" It was like I don't know how to even explain it. It was, and I wish they would have never given it to me because I'm not even gonna lie. Afterwards, I'm like, "Can I have another shot of that?" But like,
Oh no!
it was like super euphoric. Like my whole body just felt good and numb, and I didn't feel any pain. But then they gave me the other thing, and I'm like, "Wait, why? What was that first thing?" And they're like, "Well, we had to give you morphine." I'm like, "Don't you tell people before you give them morphine?" And they're like, if we didn't give you that when we gave you this other shot, when it broke up your blood clot, it would have been extremely painful. And I'm like, okay, I understand that, but don't you think you should have warned me?
Wow. And so they could break up the blood clot right then and there?
Yeah, it was an inch and a half away from my heart, and I don't know the details or nothing. I'm not a doctor or nothing, but supposedly they injected me with this stuff, and it broke it up, like just broke it into little pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, my coworker has been out of the office. He came back the first time yesterday, and he was out for 7 weeks. So 7 weeks ago, COVID like swept through my office, like for the however many time. I mean, everyone's had it multiple times, but this like was in rapid succession, and I was heading to visit friends that weekend, and I took Friday off, and I was driving up to Minnesota, and I'm getting text after text from coworkers. I just tested positive for COVID. I just tested positive for COVID. So I was like, oh my gosh. Well, 2 days earlier, I had gotten the flu shot and the latest COVID shot. And I felt fine. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to turn around. Like, I feel fine. I'm going to just keep going. And I'm glad I did because, we ended up having a great time. But it ended up that I was the only one in my office that didn't come down with COVID. And I have to imagine it was because I had just gotten the latest shot. So they were all out, and most of them were only out for 3 to 4 days, but I was the only one at the office. Well, this one particular coworker, he had COVID, then it went to pneumonia, then it went to some kind of like bladder infection, then he was like catheterized, then it went to a blood clot in his leg that he was then had to have injections at home, and he couldn't take like anything real strong because it would interfere with some other medication that he was on, so he had to take like injections for like 7 days plus an oral medication and da da da. So the guy is like just came back to work for the first time. It was like the ultimate chain of events caused from, I guess, the onset of this COVID strain. So, and I have another coworker that was just in the hospital for like a week, and they don't know what he has. Like, he's okay. He came back to work, but they thought, maybe pneumonia because it's this weird. He had trouble breathing, and he had a heart attack like 20 years earlier, and he was assuming that it was related to a heart issue. They did all the tests. They admitted him. There was nothing wrong with his heart. So I have heard that there is like an unknown new illness in China that's primarily affecting children, and it's causing breathing issues. And the United States government is trying to get to the bottom of it. They're trying to ask them to be honest and tell us, because they really covered up a lot of the details of COVID. So they'd say, oh, is this really bad? Are your hospitals full? And they're like, oh no, it's not bad, but who knows? So I said to him, maybe that was something to do with that new unknown breathing problem. So who knows? But I hope not. I really hope we're not going to be getting anything like that over here. We don't need any more bad news.
No more bad news.
Yeah. Or sickness. No. This thing is coming along. I'm pretty happy with it. This has been fun, actually. Something different. Thank you for sending me this, Ron.
Yeah.
You sent this to me and Miss Southern Belle.
And La.
And La. So
La, Miss Southern Belle, get the color.
Yeah, you only have how many days left? Yeah. Who knew they had something like this?
They got everything nowadays.
Yeah. You will get some green or whatever marker color on the side of your hand, but Does La come up on the panel? Yeah, she's been up at least once, maybe more. She's come up occasionally, maybe once or twice only. So she said we usually go live fairly early in the evening, like 5:30 Central Time, so it's like 6:30 Eastern. Ron likes to do early. I said, a lot of people are just getting home from work or they're getting their dinner ready and stuff, but
I don't care.
But Ron said, so, anyways, it's too early for her, so she's usually not able to make it.
But yeah, she's joined us sometimes. She's fun. We like her.
We usually have Miss Southern Belle, and she's our good friend. She'd probably be here with us today, but she's out running errands because this is not a normal time that we normally would come on and color, but we're doing
Scott was off today.
Yeah.
And he said, don't bother me later on. I have stuff to do.
That's true. Tonight is Thursday. That would be the night we would normally do that, but my niece is singing in a choir concert for her high school choir. So I said, you know what? I'm off tonight, and I will be able to take the time and drive there and see it. So I'm going to do that. So I don't want to miss that. I usually don't get to do a lot of that kind of stuff, but I'm going to do it. Can't believe how fast. My mom sent me how sometimes on your phone or on, I guess on Facebook or whatever, you get those like memories of like maybe something you posted like 6 years ago or whatever. So she had sent me a picture of the kids and her making Christmas cookies, and I mean, it was only a few, however many years ago, but they were little kids, and now they're junior in high school and in 8th grade and in junior high. So it's like, oh my gosh, the time is going so fast. And even friends that I haven't seen in a few years, I'm looking at their posts and stuff, and their kids are doing plays and things like that. And I honestly wouldn't even recognize the kids because it's probably been 2-3 years since I've seen them, and they've grown up so much. So have you guys Christmas shopped yet? No. No, I have not. And
a little, but not really.
And I got to, because I primarily am going to do it all online, and you have to leave time for these things to ship. And it used to be Amazon and that if you did a lot of it on Amazon, you could still get it within a couple of days. I'm seeing times for shipping going longer and longer. And that makes me nervous when you don't have the item in your hand, like within plenty of time for the holiday. So
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to do that. I need a different color, something.
Oh, no. What?
Oh, I'm thinking of what other color I can use here because I've got too much of the same colors. So maybe I'll use pink.
Well, this blue mark is getting low, so I'm hoping I can finish it before it dries out with this part.
I thought this pink was going to be the answer, but it looks red. So. Oh well.
What's up, La? We was just talking about you.
Ajuera, how are you? Welcome. Look what I'm coloring. My stocking sent to me by Ron.
Yeah, well, when you go color yours, La, you should do a live coloring your stocking today, La.
What are you up to?
Uh-oh, Belle's in the dressing room. She's got us in the dressing room with her.
I'm in the dressing room. Oh, okay. Well, I guess you're done with your doctor's appointment then.
Now she's getting undressed for it.
I ordered most of it online on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Angelique says. Yeah, well, that is the way to do it. And I have done that in the past as well. Yeah, I have done that. I'm trying to do less, this year because what I realized is in previous years I've, gone so overboard, I guess, especially for when I have niece and nephew, and when they were younger, you really want to do everything to make it super, super special in that. And now they're a little bit older and you don't have to do so much. And plus, you probably notice this too if you have children or nieces and nephews or grandchildren even. The older they get, the more expensive the items become that they want. So that adds up, right? So I remember being that age and my mom having to say, when you get older, the items that you are asking for are a lot more expensive. So you can't be disappointed if you don't get quite as many things as you once did. And it was like, okay. That was a revelation that was like, oh, never considered that. So, kids don't think about those kinds of things.
Wait. Belle? If you want to call her tonight, I'll call her tonight with you.
No waiting, she said. I'm not sure what you mean.
She says she's not gonna wait for my answer. She's about to punish me.
Yeah, you and Ron could call her tonight, Miss Bell. I'm gonna be going to my niece's choir concert at her school. I won't be around. I got to make that a priority, so unfortunately I can't join, but you and Ron can do it, or maybe La wants to come on tonight and call her, or Angelique. I don't know if you.
Well, La says they turned her electric off.
Oh no.
She said they turned my electric off. I got a shut off notice 2 days ago, and I called and cussed the lady out, and now it's off. No, she didn't say that.
Oh.
Ron, you lie too much.
I was like, oh my god. They're fixing something with my electric and my power is off for a few hours. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know. They were bothering me from my in my area to upgrade my water meter. And I thought, well, okay, what's the urgency? They sent me a letter. And I looked at it and I thought, yeah, I'll do that. Maybe I'll be off around the holidays. I put it aside. A few, like a week later, they send another letter. And I'm thinking, all right, I'll get to it when I can get it. And then they send me a postcard that says third and final notice. You need to call this number immediately. So I'm like, damn, I called and they were like, yeah, we need to come and we need to replace your meter to a smart meter because right now we have meter readers that come along and read the how much, I guess, water you used, but we want it to just be like able to port directly to our office, probably so they can eliminate a job of somebody. So I was like, all right, well, listen, I work, so I'm not taking off a day of work to sit there and wait on you guys. So you're gonna have to do it on a night or weekend. And
I think that should just stay on the screen as a known fact. It's like, no.
Yes. So they came last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I scheduled it for 5:00. Thank goodness I got a reminder on my phone because I totally forgot about it. I get home, the guy's waiting out front of my house, and it was 4:40, and I was like, he's like, oh, I'm early. I was like, yeah, you sure are. So he did it in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever, so it worked out fine. But Angelique says, yes, I have 2 daughters, and now that they are getting older, I noticed how much things started costing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they want a lot of electronics.
I mean, yeah, when they're little kids, you take them, you get them anything. You get them something from Dollar Tree and be like, here's your new iPhone. They're like, oh my God, I got a new iPhone. But well, when they older, they want brand, they want name brand, they want like all the fancy stuff. And I'm like, nah, here's a gift card. Go away.
Yeah. I mean, you do what you can do, and hopefully you have family that will...
It's like when you're little, you don't care about that stuff. When you're a teenager, young adult, you do. But then when you get older, you don't care about it anymore. You realize it's not important. So in the long run, teach your kids a lesson. Get them generic, folks. This year is the year generic. Buy everything generic.
Well, when I was growing up, I had an aunt who was that aunt that always bought me something very special. She always bought me something that was on trend and popular. And I always remembered that. Now, and I'm thinking back now, she didn't buy me a lot of things. She bought me one thing. And that's, I got one thing from my, grandmother. I got one thing from my, aunt. I got one. So I'm like, I really don't need to feel like I need to buy each of them, like bunches and bunches of gifts. I mean, one special thing is plenty. So, and I always remembered those items.
Yeah.
Because she would buy, something that was the hot gift, or if it was like you said brand name or whatever, like it would be whatever was popular then, and it'll be like, oh my God, I didn't even think you knew about this, and she always like wrapped it up really beautiful, and maybe a lot of kids wouldn't notice that, and I often think to all the things that I bought my niece and nephew, and they probably don't even remember. I don't even think they do who bought them what or whatever. But I remembered that. I can still think of, oh, this like really cool special clothing item. I got that from my aunt or whatever. But
if you leave your fridge and freezer shut, it should be okay for a few hours. Just don't open it. And just when you do open it, when your power comes on, just touch everything. As long as it's still cold, it'll be all right.
Or put it outside. It's 32 degrees or something here.
Yeah, if it's colder outside, just go throw everything in your car and roll your windows down and keep it cold.
Or if you have a patio, like I have a patio table, it might not be quite cold enough, but it'll probably stay pretty cold if you're in Wisconsin, law, so I bet you it's probably in the 30s anyways. We used to do that around the holidays. My parents' house that they lived in had a huge, beautiful screened-in porch off the back. And in the around the holidays, like especially if we were entertaining, and my mom would have all of these pans of food and stuff like that, she would put it out on the patio tables. And, she was like, well, it'll be fine out here because it was cold. It was less than 30 degrees. It was like, perfect. We had the world's largest walk-in freezer. She would make all these holiday cookies and breads and and poppy seed bread and lemon bread, all this kind of stuff. And it was like a buffet back there. She'd be like, don't eat all this stuff. I'm going to be giving this away for gifts and whatnot.
52, yeah, that's too warm. It needs to be like refrigerator degrees, I think below 41 for safe service or whatever that's called. I think you need to keep your food below 41. But if your freezer food defrosts, don't like freeze it. But if it stays frozen, it's okay. But if it like defrost, don't think, I'll get cold and freeze again. No, it won't be good after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's too warm.
Well, it'd be better. Yeah, if it ends up being a long time, I suppose it'd be better than nothing.
Just don't open it. Don't open the fridge. I mean, how long has it been? Yeah. It'll be all right for a few hours. I mean, is it full? If it's pretty full, that'll keep it colder longer because when you have more stuff in your freezer or fridge, it costs less to keep it because it's colder easier because each item holds its own temperature. You got go to the Dollar Tree while you ain't doing nothing today since your power's out and get one of them little thermometers, the little metal ones, and then just, when your power comes back on, put it in the fridge, before your power comes back on, put it in the fridge and make sure your food stays like 41 degrees or 42 degrees. It's full? Okay, yeah, just leave the door shut. But before you eat things and stuff when the power comes on, make sure you touch everything and that it feels cool till you touch it at least. I hate when that happens when the power goes out and you got all that food. I'm like, man, this power better hurry up and get the freak back on.
Otherwise, you can just have the ultimate mukbang law and just start, mowing down all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a rack of ribs. I'm having banana pudding. I'm gonna have sausage. It's like the most odd, random thing.
Or yeah, just start cooking it, and then it'll be good even a few hours longer after you cook it, and then hopefully the power will be on. Then you just freeze everything you cook.
Do a power failure mukbang.
Power failure mukbang sounds awesome. I'm gonna pretend my power when I do that. We have to save it all, folks. Let's eat.
Yeah, but then Ron will try to tell people that you didn't pay your bill or something. Make up shit like he loves to do.
Well, don't be getting all moody because you have to freaking live off of unemployment for a while.
What? Such an effing liar. I am taking a vacation day, okay?
La, you know what happened? He was at work watching your live, and the big boss from out of the country came in and caught him, and now he has to live on unemployment.
He's such an effing liar. I had 9 vacation days to use by the end of the year. I may not get to them all, but I'm going to at least take some.
Stop taking gummies, dude.
Yeah, Ron's on gummies, and that's why he's acting out again.
Again, every day.
Yeah, he's always showing out, acting a fool.
Yeah.
He ain't nothing but a mess.
Ain't nothing but a mess.
And I frequently tell him that.
Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm. Do you think this is part of this guy's body between them?
Oh yeah, or else he's very, very small.
He might be a head only.
Yeah. Speaking of which, where's Mr. K?
He's probably working. Like I would be. I wouldn't normally be able to be here. Ron likes to go live during the middle of the day, and I see him. I sometimes get a chance to say hello, but I'm also I have phone calls to answer and emails to do and people that keep coming in and bothering me. And yeah, it's not
It's
very
weird.
convenient for live streaming. I say, excuse me, can't you tell that I'm, on YouTube right now? I'm trying to be in someone's live. Don't bother me with all this work BS.
And that's why he got fired.
Yeah. So.
Ula, you didn't watch my freaking video? Yes, I'm getting a divorce. Did you not see my husband grope that man?
Oh, God.
Well, open, ladies, gentlemen, whoever wants some. We do not take credit cards.
Ron's on clearance over here.
I am not on clearance. I'll tell you. I'll never be on clearance. That's why they call Scott Discount Rack Jack.
I'm almost done with this. Woot woot. There. What do you think?
I think that Woot Woot definitely sounds like you went to boarding school, but what? Well, white bougie bastards.
Oh my God.
Oh,
You're jealous of my cookie.
but no, I like it. It looks awesome.
See that?
And yeah, perfect time to quit because I really have an out.
Yeah, perfect time to quit. I got to get to the DMV. I get to
the DMV for the DUI.
No, bitch, that's you. Oh God.
Okay. Well, say bye to your people.
Right. Well, thank you guys for coming in and spending an hour with me and Ron. We really appreciate it. And I'm so glad that we had this time together.
I don't care.
Do this Christmas stocking from Ron. Thank you, Ron, for sending me this. It's looking awesome. Ron's picture's looking great, too. You got sky done and the tree done. Got a little bit more to do. I think Ron's going to be live tonight, possibly with Miss Southern Belle, possibly with La if she's available. So check out Coloring with Ron.
Check them out.
And thank you, La and Angelique. And Angie was in here. Who else was in here? Miss Southern Belle was here. And
it's me, Angie.
Angie, yes.
Jessica Dumpster.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of good friends came in to say hello and support us, so we appreciate you. So have a great day, everyone, and until next time, if you haven't subscribed yet, it's not too late. If you have, welcome to the family. I love you for watching. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And Ron, you will cut the live stream.